Hello, fire signs. Welcome to November. Hope you're doing well. I'm going to do a reading for fire signs. Okay, I have already posted water, so feel free to take a look. I do find that even if your sun sign is a fire sign, um, you may find that your story resonates with at least one other element, or especially if you don't find that this resonates, for example, check another element. Okay, because we are a makeup of everything. Anyways, hopefully that makes sense. So I'm going to do a reading for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Hope you're doing well. What can we tell those who are drawn to watch this today? What can we tell for fire signs? Help them stay in highest vibration and on their truest path between now and the end of the month. Okay. So at the bottom of the deck, we have Hierophant. Okay, so this can be about spirituality. This can be about your morals. This can be something about, traditions. Whether it's following the traditions set out for you throughout time, throughout family, throughout society, or whether that is starting your own traditions. This can be about contracts, it can be about institutions, and it can be about spiritual leaders, really. And like really in any kind of capacity that like we pass on wisdom to another. So we'll see how that plays out. Okay, so what we have is the overall, so this is kind of like hidden, like within. Okay, so what we have is the theme throughout the month. Okay, it's the lovers. So this can very well be a commitment of some sort, of some kind of contract or something like that, or some kind of choice in that, in terms of at least, like, I mean, if this is still something to do with morals and like institutions, for example, like government or whatever the case is, okay, it can still be about, making sure to choose love over fear, you know. So, but yeah, so we do have lovers as the overall theme. Okay, so this can be definitely about like a high level, a very spiritual love connection for sure. This can be like represent a marriage. It can represent, you know, again, that just that choice in love, or that like feeling that, you have with another, maybe something that is, you know, like I said very spiritual, but I mean like also kind of like from above, in the sense of blessed, you know. See how it goes. Okay, so the path that's leading you to now, okay, is this the world? Yeah, this is the crown. Okay, I'm actually happy that this came out. Okay, because this came out for the collective reading. Okay, so if you haven't seen that, I did put the collective November one as well, right? But it got cut off because I didn't prepare. I knew I'd probably, well, it said I had like 10 gigs. Like, it didn't make sense that it was just cut off. Okay. But I talked about the world quite a bit and it got cut off. So maybe I didn't explain it well, or it wasn't meant or something, or it was meant for just the fire signs. Like, I don't know. Or whoever else gets this world sign as I finish the elements, right? Okay. Wow. Okay, so this is three major arcanas. Okay, because I don't want to go deep under the deck because I want to pick this up. Okay, so Five of Swords is under there. We don't need to talk about that. Okay, that's in the past. There was some kind of conflict or something like that, or where you put yourself first and you had that healthy selfishness, okay? That is really kind of leading you in terms, especially when it comes to like your own morals and following your own beliefs, okay? And like, choosing what is true for you, okay? But like, look at this. Now, this deck is pretty colorful to begin with, right? But I mean, okay, I actually technically look at it like, well, I mean, this it's gonna end up being reversed anyways, you know. But I mean, so in the past, there was some kind of major completion, okay? You know, so this could be in like a commitment kind of thing, but I mean, if it is, it looks like there's another one on the way. You know, something that is of a high, like, spirituality kind of thing. But regardless of what cycle has ended, okay, you know, like, it can just be whatever that choice is, you know, if it is a, like, a hard overhead decision, okay, but whatever it is, okay, you got 3 major arcanas. So what's, like, going to be the theme, which is love, okay, you know, a very deep connection with spirituality. And, you know, after some major cycle has ended, okay, so this is the last card of the major arcana, okay, this is the world, they call it the crown here, okay. If you watch, you know, maybe you'd be interested in watching the Scorpio, or the, I keep calling it Scorpio, um, but the water reading, because the water reading had um, the light, which is ultimately like kind of goes above here, right? You know, and it's like it is that like ascending, you know, like after completing the cycle, and it's like this is your graduation day. This is your but no, but this is in the past, okay? Because you've already done your graduation. There is some major completion that you have done, and it could be just like even like, okay, with these being major arcanas, right? Like, yes, they can definitely represent like a person, like a relationship or something like that, if there was some kind of major ending in the past. Now, with the world, right, it is major arcana, so it could have been, you know, recently, or it could have been months ago or a year ago, whatever the case is, right? Okay, but like, so with the major arcanas, that's like, sometimes it's not always seen on the obvious, right? Like, you know, it's kind of like what is really happening on the surface or under or what is really happening when you will look back to it, if that makes sense. You know, it's kind of like I was saying with like the age of Aquarius kind of thing, right? Like we're entering the age of Aquarius, and it's like, you know, historians are going to know what it's going to be like more than we are while going through it. Now, some of us will be aware, and we're all going to be affected, you know, but like, anyway, so I mean, my point is that whether this is a completion of a relationship or a completion of some kind of contract or a completion of some kind of like, it can be like, again, what you, what is true for you? Like, what is true for you on like a spiritual sense, on a moral sense? You know, this can be values again passed on. Like, not everything is like beneficial to be passed on. You know, sometimes we don't even think about, you know, where we got it from. It's just like we're on autopilot sometimes, right? You know, and then like even then it's just like same with the autopilot. Someone else's autopilot can be completely different, you know, and then all of a sudden you crash into each other, but you guys are both right, you know, in some ways, or you're both, you know, able to start your own traditions, you know, kind of thing. But regardless, okay, you know, whatever this means to you, you know, especially with the Five of Swords underneath here, okay, that is about like either having, like, if there's been conflict within yourself, like, again, like, what is true for you? Like, what is true for you in terms of like how relationships should look, how a commitment should look, okay? Is it, you know, like the white picket fence and the two dogs and the kid. I don't know. Like, I don't know what people's visions are. Whatever you're, you know, like, is it what you've been told from like television all these times, you know, like, or is it whatever you want it to be, okay? You know, or again, regardless if this is about just one part of your life or like it can be everything, regardless. there's been a major cycle and you are leveling up, okay? You are taking everything you've learned, through this cycle that could have taken you your whole life to get to, okay? But you are, I don't know what to say here. I keep wanting to say like merging or I see the dragon up here, and it's like it pictures and like makes me picture like that, kind of like the, new moon festivals or like, the dragon festivals, like whatever the case is, like New Year, yeah, I guess that is like a Chinese New Year type of, celebration representing like, the full cycle of completion. Anyways, congratulations. Congrats. Okay. I talked a lot about that. That is nothing of what I said the last time that got cut off. Not even close. Alright. So, the present situation right now, in theory, when you're watching this video. Okay? I said that at 11:11. Okay. Six of Pentacles. Okay. So it's interesting. So all around you this month is going to be things about either spirituality, love, commitments, because there's already been a huge completion, okay? And then you have here a minor arcana of Six of Pentacles. So this could be an issue of okay, hold on. What's the challenge? Death. Okay. I need to do that. Another major arcana. Okay, which is transformation. So, regardless if you think you have water in your chart or not, check the water reading because these are the same things that came out. Okay, just in different kind of positions. But basically, with the Six of Pentacles being the situation and the challenge being death, okay? So Six of Pentacles is about that, reciprocity and equal give and take, okay? But, on the, downside of it, right? It is actually, can also be about, what's the word I'm trying to say? Tarot readers use it a lot. Breadcrumbs. It's like a situation where you've been getting breadcrumbs, there hasn't been an equal give and take, I don't think. And maybe because of that, there's been a lot of assessment, about what is important to you in relationships, and what's important to you in love. And there's been some kind of cycle that has completed, either again within your mindset or in some part of your life or in all of the above. Okay. And the challenge is transformation. So I do believe that, if it's something where you have been maybe giving too much or not giving enough, okay, the challenge is to change that. Okay, the challenge is that, okay, if this is a situation that, okay, you're in the process of ending things, maybe. These are all, everywhere. I gotta set up my, filming thing better, man. This is only temporary, and it's just because I'm still setting up things. Okay, so if this has all been about an issue of, which again, I did pick that up on, upside down, because this is about endings. Now, granted, endings are new beginnings. So, it really depends on, is it the past, is it the present, is it the future, time does not exist. So where do you fit in this spectrum, okay? But regardless, okay, whether this is a relationship or whatever, even if this is about spirituality, or not, your own morals or your own, knowing what you will and will not accept. It's kind of now that you know what you want, you know, like what this like higher level of like commitment or love or something or spirituality is, because like, are you gonna accept this little like, eh, eh, little like, you know, just give me everything and I'll give you little bits, you know? Well, maybe. I don't know. I like reciprocity, you know? And then so the challenge here is either like, is to put an end to this. Like, I mean, if there is a situation that, you know, that you care a lot about, you know, like you know, you have a lot of love for this, you know, family member, whatever the case is, you know, but you're thinking that things aren't fair, you know, it's about like putting an end to that, you know, transforming, you know, or knowing that you need to transform about, you know, how much you are giving, or again, how much you accept, okay? Like, look at this. Strong, powerful, okay? The world, Hierophant, again, strong, major arcana, very colorful. Even the death, okay? Very beautiful. Like, I mean, transformation is beautiful, okay? You know, you go into that cocoon, you know, cocoon, and then you come out a butterfly, okay? The whole, you know, death, rebirth, you know, cycle is like life, you know, and it's like we're always having to constantly change and things like that, you know. So if there's some kind of challenge with, you know, creating either transformation in something, you know, or like ending something, you know, it's just like, look at that. Let's just look at the colors. Okay, look at the lovers. You know, this does represent like a marriage as well. You know, it does represent like there are people down here too as well. And this is interesting. I finally found this deck. Actually, I don't know why I have this urge to do this. I kind of maybe when it all fell, it went down. So somewhere you were definitely dealing with some kind of relationship ending. But I mean, this deck is really good at like making the image look a little different. Like, yes, okay, it could just be the upside down card, the image, right? You know, but like, I don't know if it turns out really well. But like, the people end up looking like the kids that are down there, or whatever the case, or the like the crowd or whatever, like they end up like looking like they're holding knives and their heads are being chopped off, you know, and people are thinking like there's a whole different image here, you know. I digress, okay? Maybe not. Is anything I say accidental? I don't know. Okay. But then let's look at this. Let's look at this Six of Pentacles. Even back to the Death card. Transformation here, though it's a challenge, looks like the way to go. Like whatever you were assessing about, about like how you know, give your time, how you give your energy, you know, like, you know, what do you need to transform? What have you been learning? Like, what was this whole huge cycle that you've just completed in some aspect of your life, maybe multiple, okay? Like, what was that all about? So there's like, it's almost like putting in action what you've learned. Like, for example, like, okay, you're not going to tolerate, okay. So again, this was at the bottom of the deck, right? This is morals too, right? So like, generosity, okay, upside down, selfishness, you know, intolerance, upside down, you know, it's kind of like, you know, now that you've established, you know, kind of like your boundaries, your values, are you going to actually make that transformation? Like, are you going to make it final? Like, in the sense of putting your, you know, money where your mouth is kind of thing? And I use that reference for the other one as well. You know, like the water sign. Okay, you could be doing this is Scorpio too, so maybe there's a challenge with this Scorpio. But regardless, this is about bringing balance. Okay, You know, again, this is also known as like a balance, you know, like it can be a choice, but it is about, you know, I don't know what I was gonna say, saying balance and love and things, and but again, I guess my whole point is like if you have all that big, 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 big energy, are you gonna like, it's up to you again, if you're gonna like tolerate, oh okay, I mean it's not, this is probably what you're dealing with regardless if you want to tolerate it or not, you know, this is the issue of, you know, things needing to balance out one way or another, you know, but if this is somebody kind of like breadcrumbing you, putting an end to that looks a lot more prettier, even if it's a challenge. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. All right. So, what your message is from your higher self, or you know, from above, or however you want to take this message that I pulled right here. That is the bottom of the deck. Okay. Three of Swords. Okay. So another minor arcana. Okay. So this is about disappointment. This is about can be breakup. It is, you know, feeling hurt. So, I mean, again, if you need to end something, which I think this is you. There's something you have to put an end to, okay? Regardless. Like, I mean, it doesn't matter, like, what it is. This is not necessarily, like, I mean, if you're in a great relation, this is not telling you to break up with someone, okay? Even though this can represent a breakup, okay? But it just does represent that something needs to end. Something needs to change in some kind of relationship stand. You know, for some of you, this can mean that a relationship is ending, but I think it already has ended. With the world, like, if the world happened in the past, like, it's either still well, I mean, it is still influencing you right now. So maybe there's a bit of, like, still being in the past. Like, maybe you've gone, like, I mean, this is really what's happened, is that you've ended a huge cycle. Okay, but now it comes down to the actual, like, again, major, 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 but the situation is minor, okay? But energy and time and equal up, you know, and like, and then what is being called to you is something about this disappointment or breakup or heartache, okay? Now, it can also be that is like, if, okay. So another thing, okay, so like for some of you, right, like if a relationship has ended in the past, if you're part of that, like where it's like, okay, it's not about doing the work to end something. No, again, whatever this could be a action, you know, not necessarily any relationship, okay? If someone's not pulling their like their full share in some capacity, you know, it's like you want to stop that, you want to transform that potentially, or at least that's what the challenge is, and what's encouraging is, you know, because I mean, who knows, it can be disappointing for whatever you need to say, okay? But what I was going to say though is, I don't remember, I'm sorry. I just had like a lot of dead space there. I think it was gonna be good. Really good. Anyways, I'm not gonna keep going and stressing about this. Okay, but yeah, so like there is. Okay. Okay, now I remember. It may be worth it. Maybe not. Who knows? Okay. Is that okay? So there are some that are definitely, if this is a relationship situation that is either about, okay, this can also, was gonna say it could be about like trying to bring a relationship to like okay, hold on. What aren't you guys saying? What are you guys having so wrong? There's something that you're having a hard time transforming. I'm gonna blame my stumblingness on you, whoever is watching this, that's causing me to channel this energy. Okay, what I was trying to say is that I'm so sorry. Okay, I mean, A, this month is going to be great for you. So, I mean, if you've had any kind of heartache or something like that, or you have to go through something, you know, and this disappointment, because again, the higher self with the Three of Swords is about getting over this heartbreak, because November is going to be great, okay? There, it looks like there's a spiritual connection, okay? And because you have leveled up, you are going on to a brand new cycle. And my point is that if there was some kind of relationship or something that had ended, you know, again, even if it was a mindset, okay, with the Six of Pentacles, and with the Death card, it is about like maybe about value. Like, you know, like being stuck in this disappointment that something ended, you know, that you're not giving yourself enough credit, maybe. Being hard on yourself. You know, you're not like giving to yourself as much as, you know, you're giving to others, maybe. Okay, and it's about transforming that. Okay, there's the world. Anyways, hopefully that makes sense. Okay. Okay, so unexpected throughout the month at some point. Okay, is success, victory, Six of Wands coming in on your, I was gonna say on your high hopes, but I mean in this case, I think it's good. Okay, this is returning home victorious from battle. Okay, this is another minor arcana. So this can be some kind of recognition. And, you know, we have another 6. Okay, so, you know, we do have things that like something is transforming. There is something that's happening. Okay, a part of your graduation. There can be a literal graduation, maybe, you know, but this is about public recognition. You know, for something that maybe like you've been spending a lot of time and effort about. You know, maybe the challenge has been like, okay, do I keep, you know, doing everything? Like, do I keep offering what I'm doing, or do I put it to the end? You know, something that you're doing out of love. Okay, but regardless, there is going to be some kind of recognition. There's some kind of homecoming. There's some kind of promotion, or like, you know, something where, again, you're going to be successful. So get out of like, I mean, if you are still in this pain, like, yes, feel it, of course. You know, you don't want to like bottle it up or whatever. You know, acknowledge it. You know, and then try to your best to let it go, because great things are brewing. Okay, again, this is minor. You're not gonna remember this in the long run. You know, even if like, I mean, if you have to disappoint somebody else, you know, but don't let your emotions like drag you down, crawl you down. No one wants that for you. Okay, your guidance is the Queen of Wands. Okay, so this is bringing some fire. Okay, if this, you know, is representing like a love situation. Like, it can be about like the Queen of Wands is passionate. The Queen of Wands, you know, creates, you know, she's an entrepreneur, you know, she like, you know, goes with that, what she wants, and, you know, gets it, you know. So what do you want? Because you're gonna be victorious about it. Okay, there's no time to like wallow in some kind of like disappointment. You know, if you need to do this, you know, like I feel like it's more like you feeling this disappointment maybe, or this pain, but like a huge, like this wasn't just like a little ending. This is a huge ending for your evolution, okay? Because it is leading you somewhere higher, somewhere more spiritual, a higher level of commitment, okay? It's leading to like the ultimate kind of love, the purest kind of love. Again, whether this, like, regardless of what that may mean, like, again, in this depiction, like, it does show a wedding, like, with the Hierophant and things like that, there does, like, and again, like, it does definitely represent something with another. The Six of Pentacles is, the giving, the other. So again, there's either been this, like, huge, and again, all of the above, a huge transformation within yourself in terms of what relationships mean to you, like, what, like, what love is, but it's like making sure to put it in action. Don't wallow. Easier said than done, but you have big things brewing, okay? In your head. So the outcome is the Ace of Cups. Okay, so this is new love. Okay, so this is either been about, again, just like what you want in relationships and commitments in general. Like whether or not you even want one. Or like, again, if something ended, a long time ago, you could have been single for a long time, who knows? It's just like, is there still some of that pain that's still kind of hanging around? Okay, but like, I mean, if this can sometimes be a choice, between multiple people, for example, for between two, in which case, with the Death card and the, Three of Swords, someone's not going to be happy, but at the same time, I keep saying this, right? It's like if they're not right for you, they're not right, like you're not right for them. It goes both ways, right? Like there'll be somebody else that matches, and I'm not trying to encourage anything, but you do have, like, this is either, like, for example, like, I mean, if some of you guys, recently got married maybe, or something where it's just like, there's been like a whole new leveling up, like, again, if things have been, not really balanced, and it's been kind of like some kind of pain, disappointment, from it, maybe it's like, oh, they didn't do this, oh, I'm doing too much of the work or something like that. Like, I'm not trying to downplay the thing, okay, but, if there's the challenges of having that transformation, there is that opportunity to, the Queen of Wands communicates, there is that opportunity for success again, like it really depends on like what situation resonates with you, if you're like I mean, this suggests too, like, I mean, with the Lovers and thing, like there's a spiritual, really good connection that you guys could be married for a long time, and there's just a little bit of, imbalance kind of thing, and it just needs to be like really transformed. Okay, but this means like a death, like this means an ending to whatever was going on. End. You know. Okay. But regardless, so it's either like starting like new. So for example, like if you just got married, like, you've ended that one life of being like boyfriend, girlfriend, and you're starting the new life of husband and wife, for example. And therefore there's this whole new cycle, this new ace cycle, like our new like cup cycle that has started, and you're gonna have success, because there's been a big kind of transformation, but regardless, for those of you that are looking for love, okay, this is an opportunity, okay, but again, all aces are fleeting. Like, okay, you can look, she has like the singing bowl, kind of like calling out, but like, I mean, if you're not letting something end or transform or do what needs to be done, like in terms of like to bring balance if there's been an unequal give and take, right? You know, it's about like if there's been an unequal give and take, for example, you know, it can be, you know, this can be about apologizing. You know, this can be knowing that, like, okay, if you're maybe like this Three of Swords, and like could be telling you that you, like, you know you hurt somebody, and you gotta make it right, because there is an opportunity for love here. Or if you are experiencing some pain, try your best to like move forward, because you're missing out on something awesome. Now, granted, with the major arcanas, this is probably gonna happen with or without you. Like, I mean, like, this is, you know, a lot of divine intervention. There's a lot of spiritual connection, a lot of, you know, like if there's some reciprocity in terms of like if you're feeling it for them. Okay, you have to know who I'm talking about, okay, and which situation you are. Okay, use your discernment here. But in this situation where there is, you know, an opportunity for new love that would then be very highly spiritual, okay, and a very, very loving connection, highly loving connection, okay, you know, it would mean that it's reciprocal. You know, it's like if you're feeling it for them, they're feeling it for you. In terms of this, okay, if this resonates in terms of a spiritual, strong spiritual kind of soulmate connection, okay, and if you guys are already married and you just recently married or something, like recently married, you know this, right? You know, but if something has ended, okay, something is big, is brewing, okay. So what message can we have? Oh, I didn't do the other one. It's okay. This is getting way too long. Okay. What can we have from this deck to? I'm out of words, man. Jeez. Okay. What can we say for those that are watching? Okay. Nothing is yet set in stone, and the answers you need are coming. Okay. So how I do take this. Okay. So this is full moon in Gemini. I'm pretty sure that's an eclipse. So full moon in Gemini. So we just had the full moon in Taurus, which was a blue moon, followed by full moon in Gemini, which is an eclipse. Just so you know. Okay, and then we have the mutable moon, so nothing is set in stone. Okay, so basically anything can happen. Okay, you know, but I do feel that this was before, so nothing's set in stone, right? Something you're, you know, especially if like all you're seeing is this Six of Pentacles. Like, let's say if you've been like a relationship dead end, you know, or even a job that you really, really loved, kind of thing, and all you're finding is, you know, people that are like, you know, jobs are not paying you much or whatever, right? You know, and you're kind of like really not seeing anything or net progress. It's like nothing's set in stone yet. Okay, the answers you need are coming. Okay. So, and it does look like buy anything, by the next full moon. Okay. Anyways, so I mean, overall, this is gonna be a good month. Like, I mean, you know, regardless of when it starts, like, I mean, you're definitely gonna see it by, you know, as we move into Sagittarius season completely. So, like, around the 20th or so, or whatever. But, anyways, hopefully you enjoyed. Again, like always, my intention is that it made sense. But I felt like I was a little jumbled there, you know? But, anyways, the answers you need are coming. And then maybe it'll be less jumbled. Okay. Take care. Please like and subscribe and check out the other videos, okay? They're all timeless. Take care. Even if I say a month, a certain month, okay? Timeless. Bye.